Hello my friends, Emily Vikre here, and this is a gin video. Gin's one of maybe our most signature flagship, what are other words for signature, flagship, whatever. It is the first products that we made and some of the products that we are the best known for are gins. So let's start with what makes something a gin. A gin is defined as a neutral spirit infused with juniper berries or with the dominant flavors and aromas of juniper berries. That's what makes gin gin. Gin has a long history. It was originally, juniper berries can help with digestion, so it was originally medicinal in its purpose, and the predecessor to gin, juniper, was developed in the Netherlands. I should remember when, like the 1600s. But juniper is a very not neutral base. In the 1800s, gin started to become the more dry style that is better known today and migrated to England because of all sorts of historical connections between the Dutch and the English and their royal families. And the London dry style of gin was developed, which was the neutral base with juniper berries, coriander, and other citrus. So we make 3 different types of gin because other than the juniper berries, there's a lot of room to be creative with gin, and our gins very much evoke the terroir, the flavors of this place, of the boreal woods, and they're each named after a tree. So here are our 3 gins. And these are the little baby bottles, the half-size version bottles. And we're going to talk about what distinguishes each of these gins. First, I'm going to fix my hair. So what makes each of these gins unique? They all start with the same base, which is an organic corn base made with organic Minnesota corn. And then they are each infused with a different set of botanicals and in different ways. Our juniper gin is maybe the closest to a London dry style of gin with the strongest juniper flavor. Juniper berries are often characterized by being piney or resiny, but they also have a lot of citrus and berry character to them, which we bring out through putting the juniper berries in the pot portion of our still and steeping them for a secret amount of time. We add a number of other botanicals to make this a really juniper forward but also nice and citrusy gin. So there is fresh lemon peel. Very few distilleries use fresh citrus, mostly use dry. There is orange, there is coriander, cardamom, angelica, and one of the distinguishing features of our juniper gin is that it also has organic local rhubarb in it, and pink peppercorns to give it a very complex, both fruity and spicy finish. This gin is really excellent in a gin and tonic, in a martini, in any classic gin cocktail, and certainly some of the more fruity or citrus ones like an aviation or a last word. Our spruce gin is like gin lovers gin. Our spruce gin really plays up the more piney elements of juniper, whereas the juniper plays up the more citrus and berry elements of juniper. Spruce leans into that pine quality with then evergreen herbs like sage and rosemary and lavender. And so it's very herbaceous, it's very floral, it is a little bit deeper and moodier, but it also has these bright evergreen spruce tips that we forage from spruce trees in the spring. When spruce grows spruce grows by adding little buds at the end of its branches each year, and they come out and they're like a bright chartreuse green as opposed to the darker green of the spruce tree, and those are soft and edible, and they are citrusy and piney and a little bit sweet, and we add those to our spruce gin to make it very unique. It is amazing in a Negroni, even though we'll get more to the Negroni with the cedar. It is wonderful in a martini, and it is just really good with lime, so in like a Collins or a Ricky with lime. Great for a gimlet, really wonderful in a bee's knees because those floral flavors go well with honey. Our cedar gin is our least traditional gin, and it's a great gin for getting people who think that they don't like gin to really enjoy gin. All of our gins are very smooth, but cedar has the kind of smoothest, least juniper forward profile. Instead, I mean, it has juniper berries in it, otherwise it wouldn't be gin, right? So it has juniper berries, but it really plays up some more of the earthy qualities of juniper berries and the earthy qualities of coriander, and it accentuates them with citrusy staghorn sumac, which is locally foraged, black currants, which are toasty, jammy sort of berry. It has grapefruit, it has a lot of cinnamon and cardamom, so it's more earthy, cold weather even gin, although it's still great in a gin and tonic. It is still great with lime and like a margarita to stand in for a tequila. And it is my favorite in the Negroni. And Negroni is a classic cocktail, equal parts, although I always make it with more gin, 1.5 parts gin to 1 sweet vermouth and 1 of Amaro or Campari stirred. The grapefruit, the black currant, and the finish of cedarwood. I forgot to even say that. The cedar is finished on charred and toasted cedarwood cubes to give it just a little extra earth and smoke and woodiness. Anyway, that all combines absolutely stunningly with the herbs and roots that are in vermouth and Campari / Amaro. So that is an overview of our 3 gins, our flagship gins, our signature gins, the Vikre Boreal gins. And as a reminder, they are all USDA certified organic and made with organic and locally foraged ingredients.